We have the law system, educational system, political system, economic systems. Are we just controlled by systems in our day-to-day lives? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you guys don't know me yet, I'm basically a student who just really enjoys talking and has a lot of thoughts. That's why I want to share everything that I have to you guys and share as much knowledge and different perspectives as possible. First of all, what is a system? By general definition, systems are basically separate components, but when they're assembled together, they just work. Like, for example, if you take our law system, we have justice system, the lawyers, the legislators, the judge, the jury, every single thing. So when they're combined together, they just work. And the problem with systems is everyone is controlled by it. It may be controversial, but in my opinion, a lot of people, they just live their daily lives accordingly because it has already been normalized. Like, for example, if you wake up one day and you want to rebuke our capitalist society, you can't just, for example, oh, I want to change this world. I'm a big dreamer and I want to change this world. I don't want us to live this way anymore. But you can't just like simply just protest, rebuke, or like speak out, because this is not something that we can change. Everyone around us has already been submitted by it. By understanding system, you need to understand what created system and who created systems, which is us humans. Because systems were not just single-handedly created by one inventor, because systems are based on the understanding of us humans, hundreds of years of understanding how we act and created because the past humans think that this is the type of society that we should live in. Okay, let's rack our mind right now and think about it. Systems in general, in my personal opinion, is driven by conscious. Very, very driven by conscious, because we are not like other organisms. For example, we are not like the dog, the cat, the fish, because we have our own capability to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. So conscious in our part plays a huge role when deciding what type of society that we should live in, because we humans there's billions of us. We are by far the largest organism in the world, and the problem is everyone has the same brain, if not intelligent, intellectual. Everyone has the different sorts of opinion, but people, they decided to gather around and decide that we need a system to help everyone to act according the same way, because if everyone goes against and do whatever they want according to our own human nature, what do you think will happen? Okay, for now, our conscience says, everyone's conscience says that murder is wrong. If humans didn't invent a system and no one's conscious ever said that murder is wrong, do you think everyone would just go and permit bloodshed? Everyone would just go and do manslaughter and do whatever they want, because we are designed by sin. We have the natural desire to sin, to lie, to kill, to do anything bad, because by the definition of bad, our conscience says that all of these are bad. Lying is bad, killing is bad, stealing is bad, but helping others is good, studying is good, because our mind, we have the capabilities to differentiate between the thing that if I do, I'll feel good about myself, but if I, for example, commit murder, I would feel horrible about myself, because that does not go against my own agreement. My own agreement in my brain says that murdering people is wrong. So one day, if I wake up and I decide for I don't know, any sort of reasons, my intrusive thoughts say that, oh, I should just go steal from this woman, but actually once you did that, because our own brain, we are separate things. It's separated from our actual self, and your brain has the right to judge you. So when you actually go ahead and do that, you would feel horrible about myself, because why did I do that? It's against my own agreement, right? So for example, if your own agreement is that stealing is good and you go and steal, you wouldn't feel bad about it. So conscious plays a huge role in systems. And systems are all about society. It's all about the idea of us living in harmony, because we can't just go ahead and do whatever we like. So whether if you're against or you agree with systems or not, we can't just go ahead and just do whatever we like. That's what our conscious says, and this thing is designed to help control us and help us to be like just like everyone else. And my take is that because of systems, actually, we were born being designed to live according to the system. So when anyone and they actually says that just be yourself, it's kind of difficult too, because we are born and we are born to live with everything else around us that's already created for us. The money, the economic, we are no longer in a creative mode because everyone has already created the things for us to do. So it is really, really difficult to just wake up one day and then you decide that I no longer want to live like this. Like, can I just move into another planet? Because you can't. Everyone around us has normalized that this is the part and this is what is right. Going to a university, graduating, work, and then work until you're 60 and have a pension and die, because this is what is normalized in our society. So when you tell someone of your unrealistic idea to have a job without a degree or something, people will laugh at you because that's not how things work. Recently, I just read Crime and Punishment. Not that it has any relation to this topic, but the main idea from the author's perspective, the author was trying to imply that he has viewed society and humans into two categories, which is the ordinary people and the extraordinary people. So the ordinary people, in his point, is that they're obedient, they follow the law, they aren't supposed to commit any sort of crimes because they live in this world where everything else is already have them, and they accept that and they don't think further of that. Like, I'll just be obedient, I'll do whatever the law says that doesn't want me to do. And there's the extraordinary people who he believes that is born with this much larger, greater idea of something, and they have the capabilities to do whatever they want, and including committing any crimes. In my perspective, even though my own conscience says that murder is wrong, I think that it is true to a certain extent that his quote or extraordinary people has the right to do whatever they want. Let's take law, for example. There's this case, it's called R.V. Stephens at Dudley's. It's basically a criminology case back in the 18,000s in Britain. So there were two sailors and one cabin boy. Basically, they were out in the sea and they were stranded for 20 days and they had no resources, no food or anything. So okay, the cabin boy has been drinking salt water and he he was in a coma. And the two sailors were going insane because no water, no food, isolation, no one's there to help them. And they decided to eat the cabin boy while he was still alive. He wasn't like dead or anything, he was like in a coma, but he was very weak and about to have his last breath. And basically, after they were saved from people who found them, basically the queen sued them. So what the lawyers, the judge, the legislator were considering that is it right to commit a crime? Is it right to have the intention to murder when you're vulnerable? What, like, for example, is it right to kill, to sacrifice the vulnerable to save a large group amount of people? And for example, the law and everything, the conscience, they say that it's wrong to do that. Like, if we take against the law, for example, everyone would start having their conscience and saying that what about the boy? The boy did not give his permission to be murdered, did not give his permission, he was still alive. Let's say if they just like held it in for another few days, somebody may have saved them. But if we have took aside the law and everything judging us about what if our actions is right or wrong. If there was nothing of the sort like this, nothing like this would have ever been considered, because again, systems are primarily based on what type of society we should live in. So people, for example, lawmakers, legislators, they are constantly questioning if this is the type of society that we would permit other people to live in. They're basically talking and having conversations with each other, that is this really what's right to do? What is right and what is wrong? And a lot of jurisprudence debate about everything. So because of our countless opinions of everything, systems were made according for us to just live in one way. But truly, if you ever ask if systems is actually helping us or controlling us, it's very, very controversial, because I don't think if you go ahead and ask anyone right now if our system is perfect right now, I hardly think anyone agree, because systems are so flawed. Systems are human made. Every system, the political system, the educational system, everything of system of the sort is human made, and because we ourselves is not perfect, the things that we create will not be perfect either. But why aren't we trying to actively improve it? For example, law, we have legislators, they are constantly improving the law, constantly changing law, because we can't just use a law from 100 years ago and still apply it to today. It would be different, completely different, because time change will change. But what about our political system, the governmental system? So we are supposed to have the law and the government govern us for the rest of other hundreds of years, like thousands of years and coming of years, and this is the type of society that we should live in for the rest of our lives. Let's take political system for a minute, because we are governed by the law and we are governed by the government, but in some certain cases the government is allowed to do things that we are not allowed to do. For example, during serious cases, the government would take an extensive thing to help our society, either if it's to commit a crime that we're not allowed to do. And I would say that how is it fair? Because if we are governed by the law, the government should be governed by the law as well. But instead, we decide to give our freedom, our rights, our land to one person that we are supposed to trust with our entire hearts to improve for the better. But look at the state of several countries. Look at the United States of America. I'm sorry. It's just because of our own human nature, we have created these things and not trying to actively improve it, that we are stuck in this never-ending round of cycle of this in general. Because we are intelligent, we are smart, we are intellectual beings. These are the things that we can't change even if we wanted to. Or maybe if one day some great person decides to actually go and protest about our capitalistic society, our selfish society, the law system being so flawed, the political system putting everyone and everything in one person's hand, and a majority agree, that I think our systems could be truly changed. Everyone's conscious agrees that committing bloodshed is wrong, murdering is wrong, taking the life of someone is wrong. Why would we think that? Because we have the empathetic intuition. For example, if we put our perspective into someone else's, if someone were to destroy my life, the perfect life that I have right now, the people around me will feel horrible. I myself would not be able to continue the life that I've planned for myself. And if this is the reality of me, why would I want to take someone's life for them if I know that they love their life, if the people around them love them, if they have so many things planned against them? That would be awful, because we have this intuition, the empathetic intuition. We all have empathy, so that our conscious says that it's wrong to take away somebody's life. In certain special cases, for example, psychopathic, they don't have empathy. because that they don't have empathy, that is why they are the way that they are. So people that has empathy, they think that they are crazy, because majority of us, we all have empathy for everyone, for the animal, for everything. And a majority of psychopaths are actually very, very intellectual. They are very, very intelligent. They just lack empathy. For example, everyone would say that this person who commits a crime and knows what the punishment that they have, they are stupid. Because why would you commit a crime and you would know that you would be inside a jail for the rest of your life? So my point is that because psychopaths, they don't have empathy, they are allowed to do whatever they like. And again, it's just humans in general that we are like that. We are born in different ways. Our mind were created in different ways, and people just decide that we want to live like this. So everyone, great philosophers, they all agree that if we didn't have systems, everything would be a mess. Conflicts would happen everywhere. Like, if you could just see 200 years ago, there's like notorious murder devices, like torture devices. If people in this century would think about it right now, it was so cruel, because we wouldn't want that to happen to ourselves. Why would people back then behave like that? So the law was established, everything else was established. Is the law controlling us, or is it truly helping us? It's controversial, because I definitely agree that law helps us in many, many, many ways. But without improving the law, we are stuck living in this cycle, this misery forever. Even if we want to change our capitalistic society, it's difficult. I won't say that it's impossible, but it's very, very, very difficult, because we can't just wake up one day and just say that I don't need money. I don't want to work for money anymore. I'm working for this paper, for exchange, for the things that I want, because I can't just wake up one day and just think like that, because everyone else is using the same currency. So I need to work for that. So to conclude, the system needs to be improved. That's my point. But hey guys, I just think a lot. So it's all very my personal opinion. My own conscience says that this is right and this is wrong. So don't take it seriously. I just really like talking, and I just really like thinking. But do I agree that most of the things that I say is right? Personally, I do agree that. So I read a lot, I think a lot, and these are the things that I've concluded inside of my own head and desperately want to change something, but it's very difficult. That's it for the video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to be doing so many more videos. I just need some time, and I hope you enjoyed it, and love you. Bye.